Okay, so this is because we have extra time in this class, we'll probably get through this. Some of the other classes may not, but that works okay, except for the juniors who won't be here tomorrow. And then I was laughing. I was looking at all of the juniors that are going to be out tomorrow. There's like a whole bunch. Now, I think some of your schools are optional, but I think yeah, yeah. So, anyways, for this one, let's see what I want to do here. We are going to. I'm giving you everything that you need in this scenario. And what I did this morning, actually, while we were sitting there taking the announcements, I was updating the cell phone service plans. I went to the online and I looked at some of the new plans. Rather than giving you guys all sorts of tons of options, I'm just going to give you guys the numbers for the plans. Just makes your life easier. Because sometimes, have you ever heard of? I can't remember the name of the phrase, but it's a psychological phrase. If you go to a buffet, you kind of get almost overwhelmed, and you tend to go with what you know. You don't get the craziest new stuff. You just eat what you know. So rather than giving you guys too much stuff, I'm just going to give you guys the information. So in this scenario, also, I am the omnipotent being that controls your world. So these choices you guys are getting are not optional. This is what we're going to do. The second scenario, we do a little bit more freedom. Third scenario, a lot more individualized situation. So you'll see as we go through this. So the first scenario is a couple basic things you need to be aware of. First one, you are living alone and must operate as an individual. No help from parents, no roommates. So this is you, and you. Okay. Second thing, in regards to the vehicles, if you have your own vehicle, we'll get to that, but you're not borrowing mom and dad's car. We'll go over that when we get there. You'll have to pay for mom and dad's car if you have mom and dad's car. And if you have your own car, then you get to use your car. If your car's paid off, then you get to have a zero payment. So we'll go there in a second. And then for this scenario, has anyone ever heard of independent contractors? Okay, that's what you guys are. You are not getting taxed right now, so we're not going to worry about taxes. That's going to be like an April 15th issue. But for right now, we're just living large, getting money coming in. It's not illegal what we're doing. Everything's no tax for this moment. Okay. All right, so I'm going to walk you guys through this. I did go and look up the average hourly rate in Ohio is around $17.35, $17.40. I brought you guys just a little bit below because you guys aren't older. If you guys are like your 20s or 25, mid-20s, I'd probably put you up there, but you guys will be coming into the workforce a little bit younger. Some of you guys may leave here getting more money, which is good. It's awesome. But let's go ahead and do a little bit of math here. So you guys on the back of your piece of blue paper, you'll see this little thing on the right-hand side. Okay, so if you flip over your blue paper, back, so you should have two little things. One's going to be the hourly rates, and then it goes to maybe gasoline, which we'll get to here in a moment. Does anybody by any chance have Gas Buddy app on their phone? Okay, we'll look it up then. We'll get to that in a minute. Don't worry about it just yet. So you're working at a factory making those plastic spirals. That's it. That's all. I'm just making spirals. For Spiral Binding for those notebooks. Your hourly rate is $16.75 an hour. You are working a 40-hour week, full-time job. No benefits right now. 90 days typically is what the U.S. states, Ohio has. 90 days, and then you start to get the health benefits and all the other perks that potentially come with it. And then no paid holidays. So this one I want to go over with you guys because this one is an interesting one. If I'm not getting paid holidays, how many days or how many weeks in a year do I typically have now? So let's look at, so no Christmas Eve, no, Easter's always a Sunday, so that doesn't count. Thanksgiving, the day after Thanksgiving, let's say Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July. So that's 7, that's 5 days, 7. So let's just say I'm rounding up. We're going to round in 2 weeks. All right? Does anybody know how many weeks we have in a year? 52. So if I take 2 weeks off, we ended up with just 50 weeks. So remember that. And we'll come back to that in a second. So using this little box that I have for you guys, we're going to take that 1675. Right? And we're going to put 40 hours. So all we do right there, 16.75 times 40. I come out with $670 per week. It's not bad. Okay, sorry, the lines kind of merge. cursive numbers. And then because of the no paid holidays, I only get 50 weeks in the year. Okay, so take that, multiply by 50, and that leaves me with $33,500, which is pretty nice. And then divide that by 12 months, and my monthly average is $2,791.67, because in the real world we don't have 66,666,666,666,666 cents. So good, right? So next time we do this, I won't do the math with you. I'll just give you guys information. You guys are gonna have to do that. So it's pretty straightforward from there. Now, I'm going to show you guys where this fits on your blue sheet. So go ahead and flip it over to the next page. And this is where the top right corner, it's going to say monthly income with a little arrow. You need to write that $2,791.67, because that is what we get to play with for the month. And that's all we get to play with for the month. If we go above and beyond that, we run into some lovely issues called credit card debt or running to mom and dad for help. In this situation, they won't help you. No mom and dad's help. Right? So does everyone have that in the top right corner? Good. Now, you'll also see on yours, I put a big X through that middle section, with the exception of, I think, one little block in there. Does anybody know what the amount of deposit is? If you were looking at it, what's that?
How much is going down towards it?
You might be on the right track. So if you're looking at, let's go with the other one. What's the amount of check?
How much you're spending.
That's how much I'm spending. So if I get a bill, I got to pay it. That's the amount of check. So you're going to see a lot of money going in the amount of check, because we typically spend more, or we spend a lot. And then the amount of deposit would be, if you get money, you can deposit it in your checking account. So that would be a plus. Right? So everything on that left amount of check is going to be a subtraction. Anything in that middle column is going to be an addition. On the far right side, this is where my math teacher portion of me comes out. I want to see all your work.
You want to see our work?
Your work, right? So hold on, it's not as bad as you think it is. I'll show you here in a second. So as you're subtracting stuff, I want to see what's left. Subtract something, see what's left. Subtract something, see what's left. Right? So that way, the whole way down, and every step of the process, you know exactly how much money you have available. Okay?
Can we use a different piece of paper?
No.
No?
No,
There's like no room.
No, all you're doing is subtracting, and you'll see. It's not as bad as you're making it out in your head right now. Really, really not that bad. Good, okay? All right, so here's our choices, and I'm going to let you guys make some choices here. These are your options. So the housing, you have a couple choices. I just looked this up in Medina County, so I stuck with Medina County for now. The cheapest one I could find, 1-bedroom rental, was a $599. I'm sure there's other things that are potentially available, but on rent.com, the lowest one in my search range of Medina County was $599, and that's for a single bedroom rental with a bathroom and a kitchenette, right? And then you can go all the way up to a 3-bedroom rental, but that's $1,200. With, of course, these all come with bathrooms. If you're in a condo, it's a little bit bigger, typically a little bit bigger. So you have the condo prices. And if you want to get a house, those are the cost prices I was looking for the houses. Okay. So on your blue sheets, on the left side where it says amount of check, you guys get to write which one you choose.
Just write the price.
Just the price, whichever one you choose.
Where are we writing it? Like
Amount of check. So find the apartments, condo, house, and to the right you should see a blank spot for the amount of check. That's where you would write in whichever cost you're. And again, I'm going to show you guys what it looks like in a second in case you mess it up. Okay, now the next one you'll see on there, right below the house, condo, apartment, is electric bill. So if you chose the apartment, then your electric bill is going to be $85. If you chose a condo, your electric bill will be $100. If you chose a house, it'll be $125. And then the next one below that is the gas bill. If you chose an apartment, it's $65, condo $85, and house $110. So me, based off of what I'm just telling you guys right now, I'm going to be going with that one, and that one. Right? Because when I did move out originally, way back when, I didn't need much space because I wasn't really there all the time. I stopped in, I would eat, I'd sleep, watch some TV, and then I'd go to work. Most of my time wasn't spent in my apartment. Okay, so on the blue sheets, just to make sure we're all on the same page, we will have in this little spot $2,791.67, and then over here for my I chose $5.99, and then what was my electric bill?
85.
What was that?
85.
And then what was 65 for gas? Good. So now over here, I'm going to take that 2,791.67 and subtract $5.99. That leaves me with $2,192.67. And then I'm going to subtract 85. That leaves me with $2,107.67. And then subtract 65. And that leaves me with $2,042.67. Okay, so I'm just keeping a tally. So if you guys chose the same apartment as me, then your number should be exactly the same as mine. Okay, so Angie, does that make it a little bit less stressful?
Yeah,
you're just
but what do you want us to start our work?
That's it. That's the work I'm talking about.
Oh, I thought you want us to like write it out
No.
and then like subtract.
This
and
is
then-
my version of showing your work. I want to see all of these steps on the right side.
Okay.
All right. So now we move to the next one. Does anybody need more time, or are we good to go? If I go too fast, please pause me. All right. So if you are in a house, we'll take care of that when we get to the groceries. If you're in a condo, we'll take care of that with groceries. If you are living in apartments, your apartment does not have it in the apartments. You have to go someplace and get it. So it'll be $25 for your laundry. So the laundry, black, for $25. Now renter's insurance is completely optional. You do not have to have it. Some apartments may ask you to get it, because let's say that the apartment burns down. The apartment complex would take care of the building, but nothing inside of your rooms. So anything inside the room, like your bed, jewelry, your TV, that's your stuff that you have to insure. If you have a fire and all that goes away and you don't have insurance, then you gotta start all over all by yourself.
Wait, so for the condos, the apartments, the condos, the groceries, what do we put for that? Or just leave it
You
like
just put NA.
okay.
Okay. So again, renter's insurance, optional, totally up to you. Just a little FYI, me to you as a human being, just give you advice. A lot of the rentals, including auto rental, they do the same thing. They'll give you the 6-month bill up front. If you pay the 6 months up front, it's cheaper than if you pay every single month. Right? So if I were to do the $25 times 6 months, is $150, but if you get the bill, you pay it up front, they'll have you charge like $130. So they'll give you a little bit of a discount to pay it up front. So just FYI. All right, you guys have your renter's insurance if you chose to. If not, then you can just put a 0 there. It's fine. And laundry expenses, we good to go?
Wait, we don't need renter's insurance.
It's optional.
We already did it.
You know it's only 15 at State Farm.
I know. I went with the average because I know that there's one I saw that was like 28, 29, and then there's the 15, 14. I think there's even cheaper one. All right, so let's look at his. He's just using a copy of him and catch up with us. Yeah, we actually had a girl a couple years back. Parents, she was living with her parents. Well, of course, living with her parents, and they were renting a house and it burnt down. And he didn't have renter's insurance. And right around Christmas, lost everything. Gone, lost. So school did like a donation, and we food drive, clothing drive, donations for the family. It's rough. It's rough. Insurance literally is a what if payment, just in case. What if this happens? sadly, sometimes nothing ever happens, and you pay insurance. Yeah.
When my aunt moved to California, she had like 30 different insurances she had to have. 5-year,
Yeah.
like tons. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh.
It's a little more crazy. Like in Ohio, I have homeowners insurance, which covers pretty much everything. You can get other insurances extra if you want to, and then of course there's different coverages. And then one thing too, you'll find out about coverages is they'll offer you super cheap plans, but then there's this lovely thing called a deductible. So you can get the cheap plan that's like $10 a month, but your deductible is like $1,000. So let's say you get in an accident, or sometimes $5,000. You get in an accident, and you have a $10 insurance payment every month, but you have to pay for the first $5,000 of the damages that was caused by the accident. Or you can get the $150 a month plan, and your deductible is $100. So you only pay $100 towards the accident. So there's all sorts of little finagling there. All right, here we go. Scenario, you have some choices here. So you guys should see on your sheet, I believe there is a blank and it says curtain number. You guys get to pick which curtain number you would like to choose.
Blindly?
You pick. And then write down number 1 or write down number 2.
That's not fair.
Oh, I think it's
You're
perfectly
not
fair.
fair.
Life isn't fair.
Lovely.
My lucky number's 3.
Yeah.
The next
me
scenario,
too.
I have 3.
Can we get all the way up to 7?
Okay, so write down curtain number 1 or curtain number 2.
You know,
I'm just gonna go with 2.
please don't be bad.
Is it bad? Can we change it?
It's
What if-
50 shots.
What if we like?
No.
Can we change
Oh, I
it?
think
Like
that's
if
the
we
whole
see it?
What?
Can we like change it?
Nope.
Why? But you would never know.
Don't change it. I'm omnipotent, I see all.
Yeah, okay. You go one.
Cameras looking at me.
Here, you can write with the
Okay, here we go. Curtain number 1. Who are my number 1ers? 1. Good.
No.
Oh, okay. Well, that means I got the bad
So
one.
in the amount of deposit, $75.
There's no necessarily saying that one's good and one's bad.
Yes,
One might
no.
just be better than the other.
No, I guarantee you one of ones, but
Well, we're about to
Give
find
me-
out.
I guarantee it's like my car explodes or something.
Yeah, that's what I
Like my.
Furnace broke down.
Why do I need 2 space heaters?
Why?
Landlord's not going to be here for another couple of days because he's out of town. 2
That's
space heaters.
Wow.
One for your bedroom and one for the family room. I'm not sure why you
I'll
have 2.
freeze to death. I'll just
Right, so there's
wear
amount of check
I'll deal with it. I don't need to.
136. But these are like high end, really
See, I
nice.
already won a lot.
So where do you put this? Wait.
So this will be amount of check.
Hurt number 1. Which number?
So which one do you choose? So your deposit, your amount of deposit. So that's 75 goes in this. And then subtract. that.
For number 1, we put the $75 on the.
It's the amount of deposit. Yeah. So if you're current number 1, then it goes in the deposit column because this is money going into your account.
Oh yeah, you're so lucky.
Yeah.
Because these have all been
For
numbers.
you.
The 67 cents has been constant.
Can I use my renter's insurance to just pay for my broken furnace?
No.
Can I resell the space heaters later?
See, the renter's insurance too, they get you on this one because I had something happen at my condo and I had renter's insurance.
Oh, space
And,
heaters are expensive.
Depends, you get the really nice ones. Yeah, $75 ones.
Oh
And the other
wow.
one was not that, that's the okay one. But it has a real control and it rotates different temperatures. They said, what was it? It was, I came into my condo, it was, I had moved out, I was living with my wife at the time, and came back to fix up the condo because I was trying to sell it. And I walked in and I heard dripping, and I went in the kitchen and the whole ceiling had collapsed.
Oh.
Nice.
And I called the insurance company and I was like, and they said, was it a slow drip or was it like a massive, I was like, no, I think it's been happening over a long period. They said, oh, well then we're not gonna help you. Because it wasn't an act of God. It wasn't like a burst of pipe. It was a slow drip, which you should have caught. And I was like, oh, you sons of. All right.
Fudge nuggets.
Okay. Groceries. Now this is one I'm gonna give you guys a couple of choices here. It depends on you. This person right here is gonna be the person that probably cooks a ton and makes all their food and really doesn't go out a ton. Might get some coffees here and there, Starbucks once in a while.
Starbucks every day.
Average would be someone who cooks a lot, does a decent amount of cooking, maybe 2 or 3 nights a week, but then goes out the other couple nights a week. And this is the person that typically goes out a lot, and you're gonna have your basics, like you're gonna have, and keep in mind this is for the month. just like a couple of weeks. This is for the month. You're gonna have your Totino's pizza rolls, cold pizzas, frozen pizzas.
Ew.
You'll have your
Yeah.
couple cases of cola or water, whatever you drink. All right. Now this one right here, typically these are inverse. So if this is me, by the way. If you're this person, you're probably going to be that person. If you're this person, you're probably going to be that person. Okay. If you're that person, you're going to be that person. Okay. And if you think about the $50, lots of people go, oh, I can't believe $50. I would never. But if you think about for the month, who in here does Starbucks?
Every
how
day.
How much does your Starbucks cost?
About it will depends because sometimes I'm always stuff for my siblings, so it's like $20.
Well, just if you were to say just for you, if you got your own cup of
Oh,
coffee,
it's like $5.
$5
like a venti.
times 30 days.
Well, yeah, I get a venti
Right,
that I
so-
add stuff into.
So let's say $5 at 3 times a week. That's $15. Times 4 weeks, you're looking at $65 just in 3 cups of coffee a week. Chipotle, who in here is Chipotle? Right. Again, if you're doing that once a week, that's 8 times 4 weeks. You're looking at $30-something bucks just in Chipotle. Right, so the $50 adds up pretty quickly. All right, car payment.
When you
Yeah.
when you say SUV for car payment, what do you mean by SUV?
A sports
Sport utility
Like
vehicle.
sport? I get that, but like,
Yeah.
what kind of SUV are we talking?
Oh,
Like a nice one,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
like
kind-
yeah,
like-
it depends.
like
It
a
depends.
GMC Acadia,
Okay,
or
so-
like a
so-
GMC Yukon?
So here's the deal. If you want to get yourself a new one, like that one, you're looking at $485.
I'll do that.
Okay.
What
You're
does
gonna
it
get-
mean by vehicle paid off?
That's what I'm getting there. If you get a used one, it's a little bit cheaper, $375. There is a lease option. Right? There's a lease option, which I'll explain here in a second. Who in here has a vehicle that is paid off? Voila. 0.
Do we have to use a vehicle we have, or can we use an imaginary vehicle?
If you have a vehicle that's paid off,
I have a 2001 Ford F-150. I'd like to hope it's paid off.
it's paid off.
Or it'll be
Yeah.
sold
If
driving
you don't have a
Ford.
car, you got to pick one of these:
No.
lease, buy, or buy, or buy.
What
You would buy
if
used.
you,
Yes.
so my car is used and I have to start paying it off. So I would
Okay.
use used and then
Are you
$275.
purchasing it from?
My mom.
Okay, so $100. $100 a month for like my dad did that for me. He did like a year. It was already paid off, but he wanted to like teach me how to pay for my car. So Yeah.
What if your parents
Oh,
gave you?
$100.
So
Really?
You're taking the number that you put
Darn it.
on and like, so that's like your current amount.
Yeah, it's just $80
You
out.
take
So
that, you put some- Oh, in your case, you get 75, you want
so drop that number right down to that. If you have a company, so put that number right there. Okay, now add 75 to it.
Maybe.
Who in here knows the difference between a lease and a buy? Okay. Who wants to give it a shot and explain it? All right, go for it.
A lease, okay, so say you go and you get a car for 3 years and you have to pay on it, but after those 3 years you have to give it back and you can get a new one, or you could just continue to pay it off and end up buying it. But if you buy it, then you're paying it for it to be yours.
So a lease is essentially that. You're just borrowing it for 3 years. Now, there are certain jobs, like my dad's a traveling, so he travels a ton. So for him, it makes sense. Every 3 years, he puts easily 150,000 miles on his car. Trade that in, get himself a new one. If you're up for that, you could constantly be trading in, getting new. I will tell you from 2 experiences, going from a lease to a buy, not so good. It hurts, it's painful. Because what they're doing is you're borrowing it for 3 years, and at the end of 3 years, you're like, all right, I'm going to buy it out. And then they take it, because remember, they were only letting you borrow it. So now they're going to sell it to you as a used vehicle, and they're going to increase your interest rates and all those different fun things. So every time I've gone from a lease to a buy, I've always thought, I'm going to get a lower cost. My monthly cost has always gone up. So you have to finagle that one. Yeah, but lease is nice. If it's
So leases are getting picky now. Like they tell you how many miles you can drive.
That's the other thing about a lease too, is they'll let you when you go in and sign the papers, they'll say, okay, which one would you like? A 10,000, 12,000, or 15,000? And you're like, what do you think? Per year. So how many miles do you think you're going to drive in that year? 10, 12, or 15. If you go over, let's say I chose 15. and I go over 15,000 every single year. Right, so 45,000 is my max mileage, and I bring it in and I go, I have 50,000 miles on it. They'll say, oh, so if you're going to trade it in and you're going to like not do another lease, then we're going to charge you, I think it's like 65 cents per mile over. So you 5,000 miles times 65 cents. Right, it's a nice chunk of change. So lots of people just go, I'll just lease again. Or they'll say, or if you buy it out, we'll get rid of it. So they finagle those numbers as well. All right, you guys ready? Good. Sorry, I've been rambling. Okay, gasoline. So I think gasoline is the next one, or is it car insurance? Okay. So here's the deal. I'm going to let you guys do some of your own math. If you don't know, these are the averages, right? So if we're looking for Ohio, average car insurance for the year for a 16-year-old is $4,658.99. So you would take that $4,658, divide that by 12 months, and you're looking at a monthly charge of $388, which is a nice chunk of change.
So we could use our own.
You can use your own. Yes, this is the one time I'll let you guys figure it out.
What divided by what?
So if which one are you, Cole? 17?
16.
16? So take that $4,658.99 and divide that by 12 months. That'll give you the monthly charge for that.
You write it in this?
In the amount of check. Yep, right where it says auto insurance, to the right amount of check.
Pretty good amount of money.
Yeah. The magic age is 25, for those who don't know. When you guys hit 25, all of your insurance rates drop drastically. You can see it right here. All right, so here's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and then 20 it drops down in your 40s and 60s. This is the lowest because you're a vintage driver. But then I had to laugh when you get to the 80s. Look what happens to your insurance all of a sudden. Because now you're a real vintage driver.
That's when you usually have your kids drive you around.
Yeah.
That's what they're about.
Yes, sir.
What's the amount of check for the car insurance?
Did you say 3,600?
Is it like three?
It should be like 388, something like that was the number right. Yep. Good. Okay. So
Just depends for one vehicle or multiple vehicles.
Yeah.
we're just doing one. Right. Yeah. That's the other thing too about insurance is if anyone on the plan does something stupid, you get hit as well. So if your parents do something bad, your insurance goes up. If you guys do something bad, your parents go insurance goes up. All right. So here, let me ask this: who in here has a 3.5 or above right now?
Almost.
Right now.
For what?
3.5 or
Rising
above.
Grade point average.
Great
I
point.
don't know.
Okay, you guys can take $40 off of that.
I already did the math.
Yeah, I know. So
Well.
I'm giving you money back. Okay.
Minus
Who has a 3.0 to a 3.5? Okay.
No, I think
Mine
no,
is
I'm in that one.
3.3.
Okay. So if you're a 3.0 to 3.5, you guys can take $20 off of your.
Oh, you're so
Because
nice.
a lot of the companies do good student behavior or good student discounts. So
Wait, where are we taking off at?
you would go back to your car
Oh.
insurance and take it. So take what are you 3.0?
It's fine. Obviously, you don't get
3.5 or above?
I don't like this. I'm
3.48.
okay for my insurance and my gas. Well, actually, no. I pay my gas with their allowance.
Does your tie have
I'm not allowed to get a job. Yeah.
I already did the math.
I was like, Mom, why can't they get a She's
Yeah,
like,
but you're.
because you don't know how to work. And I was like, no.
I wrote it.
You did math and pen?
Oh my
gosh.
Who wrote test?
Shame.
I've written in pen every year.
So I'm 18.
Yeah, if you need to go ahead and take it at the bottom.
Wait, isn't insurance higher for boys than does girls?
It is. You wanna know why?
Yeah, you suck.
Because we're better drivers.
So you're better, so your insurance is worse. Yes, bro.
What do I did that? Because I don't know my
If you have hard,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I said $20.
I do.
My mom
Stage
is-
everything. Wait, what?
It's not defensive.
Okay, what house did you pick?
Sure.
What place did you pick to live?
All right.
Two bedroom.
So I'll come back and help some people out. Real quick, the reason why guys have higher insurance is because of acts of commission, meaning you guys do stuff. It's not smart. So like,
No clue what
I think my truck can make it over that hill. Or my
I
car's
can jump that
my
the
car's
other-
faster than that car coming here.
Oh god.
I didn't make it out.
I'm not. That's my dad's.
Ladies, at your age, you guys have more acts of omission. You're more of the statistically speaking, things happen to you and you didn't know it was happening. Oh my gosh, I didn't see you.
I do that all
I
the
definitely
time.
did see you. I just
Oh my, yeah.
Okay. So let me show you guys how to do this next one. Now this next part again is up to your driving standard, so I'm going to use what I typically do. Who in here saw gas prices this morning? I actually didn't even look this morning.
Oh, I was at the gas station, but I wasn't paying attention.
What did you see?
I think
219.
319, sorry.
I was gonna say, that's
Where you
I would
at?
love that. That'd be great.
No, I fill up
319.
for $2.85.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Did you get a discount?
No, I work in East Cleveland.
Oh, there we go. For me, and I'll help you guys out with this if you need help or if anyone knows vehicles, help each other out. I have a Edge, so I have a 16-gallon tank. So I'm gonna take that 319 times the 16-gallon tank, and the fill up for me, just one time, is 5104.
Are you doing the car that we drive?
Yes.
Oh shoot.
Oh.
Yeah. So you luck out in this electric vehicle.
To Google. This
But
is
like
gonna
my
hurt.
I
Yeah, this is
one,
gonna
and
be
her like $80. I was like, yeah.
I paid 20.
Shut up.
Yeah, you just follow me. If you guys are like kind of, if you're doing like you had to pick a
Can
car.
I look up how much my car
What kind of car you got?
I have a GMC Yukon extra large.
Oh, yeah.
So I had the gas in the
Yukon.
Oh, Yukon. Holy mackerel, you're at like a.
I know. I feel like $80 every time I
Yeah,
fill
that's-
up.
know what I have.
Anybody want to give a guess on what a Yukon tank size is? It's
Probably.
above 18.
It's
It's
25.
like 25 gallons.
That's what my truck is.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. And do you have a double tank?
No, I'm lucky. I only got
I had a
25.
friend. I had a student come years ago that had double tank.
Oh,
It was like 75 and 75.
I filled up my boss's Duramax before. It's cost me over $100.
You say 25?
25 gallons.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh, this
Okay, so I don't
Good.
charge my car at home.
Oh.
So I charge it at a gas
And it
station.
costs you what?
22.
How does that work?
20.
Does it like charge fast?
Charged
Or
by
you
the
just-
volts
are you just
or, like-
are you just sitting there waiting for it to charge?
It takes 30 minutes, and I watch an episode on my car.
Oh,
Definitely not you spending $80 on gas.
how many Phillips per month?
So yeah, this is not personal for you guys. This is where it gets a little painful. For me, in my driving, I typically fill up 3 times a month.
Wait, so
you
how
smoke.
much do I need to know for one? Oh, it's like $80.
This hurts.
Cool. What car do you drive?
Yeah.
I can't find a gallon for my tank.
What do you drive?
It's like a used SUV.
Okay, what's the SUV?
Well, no, wait, like in real life or just like
Real life?
like what I drive most
Right,
like
yeah.
most of the time? Like a Mercedes.
Okay.
I forgot your dad
18 gallon.
18 gallons.
18 gallons.
You said, okay, so 3 Phillips.
This hurts.
Ooh, yucky.
Now 3's for me. You guys could drive more. You guys could drive less. I
Wait,
mean,
so how do I fill up fill up
Twice a week.
so let's say for you, go twice a month.
Okay.
I don't drive like that much at all.
My mom won't. My mom doesn't like it when I drive Yukon because I ran over a curb.
I'm
And she got mad. The thing is so big. It's hard to maneuver.
Like the whole tank.
Yeah.
I was
I
like
bet.
75 times 2.
turning all the way around and back up out of my driveway.
How would go up like
It's awful.
So you guys should have in the amount of check for the gasoline or for the electric. 153. I have to change my worksheet now. I gotta change it to
oh my
gasoline or electric. Yeah. All right,
Wait,
here we go.
so a
Yeah.
month? Wait, so we times it by 3?
Times however many. So I said times 2 for you.
Okay,
Five,
so
seven.
8 times 2. Oh, sorry.
I fill up. I drive a lifted truck and I work in East Cleveland. Go over here and live in Hinkley.
You live in Hinkley?
Oh,
Yes.
I love Hinkley. It's awesome.
And I fill up twice a week.
There's a box labeled oh, and I'm not.
Yeah, no, but what about the other
No,
box?
yeah, no, I only got $1,100 to be playing.
Only. Oh, rough life.
I like to leave the month
First
with
world
some-
problems.
First world problems, only $1,100.
I'd like to end the month with some pocket change.
All right,
No pocket change.
Anthony, how we doing?
Oh, wait, I just gotta do my math. But here, go on without me. I'm paying
I have
attention.
$144.
All right.
Yes.
Police pull you over for speeding.
Oh,
No, see,
We're not talking
Of course
about
they
this.
I actually go
Look at
5,000
that
under the speed.
Only-
All right. With insurance,
Oh my god.
the amount of the check is $175.
Is that with car insurance?
That is if you want car
Oh, I
insurance.
bought car insurance. Let's go.
It's $175 amount of check in the up.
This is gonna get brutal.
Okay, if you did not have insurance, it's a $500 fine and they'll tow your car.
I'm glad I bought car
Car
insurance.
insurance?
Did you get
I got car insurance. But
How much over the speed limit?
Oh my god, I cannot believe you said that. Green photo.
That's what I said.
oh boy.
I've been running some math. This is awesome. That only very much hurt the budget.
Only very much.
Down 175.
I only have 700
I kind of needed that
and
$175.
$5. I think I'm gonna have 67 cents left over.
Like 683.
Over the weekend, I was going camping.
We haven't even got to the phone plan yet.
Oh, we're about
20 over.
Did you not hear
Pulled
me?
over, got 20 over on the highway in New York.
Oh,
The cop let him go and only tagged him for the fact that his truck plates were expired.
That was so. It was free though.
All right.
Wait,
95 and a 45.
can we bundle our
Nice.
phone plans with our table?
No.
Well, like why?
No.
If you get a 4-deal
Individuals.
phone plan.
You're individual. You're all by your lonesome.
I'm gonna get
You
internet.
got pulled over.
All right. Okay. So as of right now, we should have all this filled in up to about here. Right?
I'm fine. How much money you got left, Mr. Hollis?
Now, here's the deal. For this situation, your phones are paid off, so there's no leasing fee.
Oh, okay.
You're just going to be paying the data plan. Okay. So like I said earlier, I'm just going to give you guys the data plans. You get to pick which one you want. But I chose from all the plans that were available in Ohio. I'm sure there's more, but these are the ones that came up in the research I found. So we have AT&T, Metro, Verizon, T-Mobile, Google Fi, Visible, and Mint Mobile. I don't know. Because I think it's the link works. So I'm just going to go from one to the next. So here's our. Give me more. Let me go back and.
I've never known
What is Mint?
Mint Mobile.
Have you never heard
I
of
would do that.
Obviously not.
So tell me you're going to get very good coverage.
Not me.
Oh,
Whoa, that's cheating. That's cheating.
I know, it just froze up on me.
Hey, wait!
everyone
Take
play.
a picture.
Everyone
Darn it.
We're done for today. I'm changing the curtains.
But I swear, somebody stuff
Why
this
are you
curtain.
laughing?
But it was so bad.
No, there's gonna be somebody who forgets about it and still.
I guarantee that's what he's doing right now.
He's switching. No, wait. You might just watch him do it. No, you might think that. You might think that.
He's not.
No, because here's the thing. He wants us to think that we're switching.
Okay, we're
You
not.
probably
not
should have
friends
done
like
He's
Brian,
not.
so
He's not
that ain't how we're
switching it.
doing
He's
that.
trying to figure out
We're not
something.
going to be which cup is poison and which isn't. It's
You've obviously put it in front of
There we go. Got it. Okay. I didn't switch. You didn't have enough time. However, for my next class, they will be switched. Okay, so here's AT&T's data plan. So we can go for AT&T, 85 a
Wait,
month.
so all of them are
Oh, yeah,
filled?
that's fine. Yep. Okay, so 85 a month, and it comes with all those little things in there.
With
Okay.
the HBO Max?
Yeah.
Wait,
Yay.
it's unlimited high speed.
Okay. Verizon's 80 a month.
Wait, doesn't Verizon come with Disney Plus?
I don't know.
It's supposed to.
No, well, I don't. I have no clue.
You don't see what's commercials? Disney
Metro, 25 a month.
Okay, okay.
And it's
Actually,
unlimited. Hey.
You know, but I feel like you're getting scammed there for 20
Wait, hold up.
I don't care.
Metro PCS works with Verizon. It's kind of like the cheap plan through Verizon. It's kind of like a.
It says by T-Mobile.
I'm sorry, by T-Mobile. That's right. Thank you. I knew it was part of. Yeah.
It stays in place for 2 2 years only. So after 2 years, it'll go up.
Are good enough to.
Well, there's a lot more than I have to
It's
read.
used
and I
by
feel
dad.
like-
There's T-Mobile.
That's exactly how it is.
T-Mobile comes with Netflix
Yeah, and they bought out Sprint, which is why Sprint no longer exists.
and Apple TV.
And
Google Fi, $70 a month.
That can't be good.
Yeah, it's a Google product.
Google
Sucks.
is Google.
Visible, which is a new one I just heard about.
No strings attached. That's
Yeah,
a lie.
that's
The minute you say that, that means.
There's strings attached. And then Mint.
It's piggybacking off of T-Mobile network. Is that
So are we-
even legal?
Are we thinking? What does it mean we're piggybacking? Like we use the same tower, they just don't ask permission.
I'm sure they have permission. However, you're probably gonna get like the leftover data available. Yeah,
So are we taking into consideration all the things we get with that or no?
it's up to you.
Wait, can you go
Yeah,
back?
you can. Keep in mind the next step, which we're probably gonna do tomorrow. So the juniors that aren't here, sorry. You have the TV plans coming up too. So some of you guys may not want to have cable. You might just want to stick with your network and hotspot your stuff.
So wait,
Can you go back to T-Mobile?
then?
There's
What do you mean you only
Metro.
$4? You still have to go. I have
Wait,
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 Adam,
go back that way.
Adam's $200 left.
$200.
Adam's considering a second job right now.
You pick
A
a
new
new
car.
I think house with a 4-bedroom.
all right. So tomorrow we'll finish this up.
Getting somewhere with $2,000.
Hey, I got